Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Holly's Garage. This episode, I'm finally gonna start working on this Loadstar. I'm just tired of all this stuff piling up around it. You got wood and all kinds of stuff laid up on this thing. So the next step in this process is me getting that. I got a 12 valve. It's a 96, I think. Dodge 3500. It's a extended cab dually, 12 valve, 5-speed with the MD 4500, and I've had that sitting outside probably for 2 or 3 years now, probably 2 years, and I don't know if it ran. I bought it, had it shipped here with another truck. I got it as like a package deal. Sold the other truck, got this thing basically for like 400 bucks, 500 bucks maybe. And which I think is a steal for, even if it's not a running 12 valve, it's still a good deal. And it's got an MD 4500. So this episode we're gonna drag that thing out of the weeds and we'll get it in here, or I'll probably work on it outside. We'll see, and we'll just get that thing running, hopefully, and hopefully it'll run and drive. We don't have any issues with it, and I can start ripping the cab off of that, tearing the motor down a little bit just to replace any seals that are leaking, because the thing, it's a 12 valve. The last 12 valve I had was having to replace every dang seal in the thing. So let's get out there, get on the tractor, we'll rip this thing out of the weeds and try to get it started. Alright, let's pull this old Cummins out of here. There was a cat in it a second ago. I think it scared him out. It's been there a little while. Got trees growing up. So let's yank it out and we'll bring it over to the shop. But yeah, I won't film the whole thing, I guess. But we're gonna yank this thing over there, and then we'll get ready to throw the at least mock up the Loadstar on it, and should be in pretty good shape then. Looks like a good time was had in here. Hopefully she'll run. That's how I hold my steering wheel by myself. Getting there. So we got her in a resting place until I can pull the cab off of it. Could get a battery on it real quick, I guess, and just see if she'll crank. So we'll do that. We got a ways to go before we put the cab on this, but I like to get this cab off. I could rip this motor down while it's sitting in here. And then reseal everything, do a killer dowel pin. The thing is coated in oil. Most 12 valves are, I guess, though. Yeah, just open this thing up, power wash it, clean it up, then I'll probably get a all new gasket seals, everything, killer dowel pin, pull the fuel, the injection pump. I'll pull the fuel plate out and just shave it down to nothing. Adjust the smoke screw it tad and get all new filters, and I bet you this thing should be good to go. But we'll crank her up as she sits. Check the oil first. Probably leaked all of it out. Yeah, looks like it leaked it all out. We'll dump some oil in there and then crank her. But I don't have a doubt in my mind that we'll get this thing running. And hopefully everything's good with it. I have no idea. So I bought a 70s, I think it was a 76, 77 F350 flatbed. It had big old Alcoas on it. And so what I did was bought that and this as a package for, by the time I paid to ship it here, it was like $6,000. I ended up selling that truck for $5,500, so I'm in this whole truck for $500, which you can't really go wrong with. A 12 valve and an MV 4500, so can't beat that. And then what I'll do, I'll blast this or I'll wire wheel this whole thing down, paint it up nice, and we'll just put a flatbed on this. Get rid of this old junk Dodge cab, and we'll be ready to go. But got the felony forest up in here. But cool. Well, it's here. Let's get this done first, then we'll get back to this. On these 12 valves, and they're known to fail. It's just a big magnet basically. So when you turn the key, it should suck up and push the, if you can see in there, there's that fuel arm where my thumb is, that would come up. So that's obviously not working. So what I'll do, I'll just take that out and I'll push the lever up by hand, and then we should get fuel to the injectors then, and then it should start. Alright, so we're going to take this fuel shutoff solenoid off, and it's two 8mm bolts. So I'll break those loose. See if I get this in there. I actually have a good one in my shop, so I should just use that, but I don't feel like going to get it. Wasn't even hooked up. Turn the key and see if it actually moves. Well, it doesn't work anyway, so that is probably why. Alright, Alright, well she's running, and of course my camera wasn't recording, I don't think. But I cracked a bunch of injectors. Sounds pretty good. There's a little tap I hear. I don't know what that's from. It's really smoky. Guys, don't hang out next to the smoke. Come out of there. Come on out, Hudson. Go out. Hey, go that way. I'm going to see if it moves forward or back. Hudson! Call her by you. Hudson! Alright, look out, Hudson. It moves. Super smoky. Huh. We'll have to figure out what the deal is. I hope the motor's good to go. I mean, it sounds alright. There's a little bit of a tap up here. A little bit of blow by. It's not lifting the cap, so this is something I'll just run the way it is. And that actually might be what the problem is. There's a little blow by getting through the exhaust. Turbo's spinning free. Could just be air getting in the system somewhere. I'll take that as a win. So we'll get this cab ripped off now that we know everything works. Huh. I didn't see that until now. Look at all that. So I'm guessing the turbo's shot, or the seal's bad in the turbo. That's what all that smoke is. Cause it freaking blew. Like, that's a lot of oil. Huh. Wish I would have seen that before I let it keep going. So that's probably where all the oil went. So I guess we'll have to look into either getting another turbo or rebuilding this one. It's a HX40. Well, that's a remanufactured one, actually, it says. So I'm guessing the turbo's blown, or a seal on it. I mean, it was spinning, it seemed like. Let's see. Shaft feels fine and everything. Looks like it's spinning fine. Just getting too much oil. So yeah, I guess there's probably a seal that's bad in the back here somewhere. And that's where all that oil will be coming from. Or just, I don't know what else it could be. Excessive blow-by maybe, but I don't think. I have to look into that. I feel like it would have to be really excessive for it to blow out the exhaust. But, well, it runs, so that's a plus. So we're in a step in the right direction at least. And the trans shifts in every gear. I tried every single gear and it moved. So that's huge. But let's get so that's one less thing that we have to worry about. Next thing you'll see is a video on me pulling the cab, bringing it to the scrapyard, and getting this. I'll get this chassis all cleaned up real nice, and then we'll work on figuring out what the deal is with the turbo and why there's a quart of oil blown out of the exhaust in a few minutes. So, good thing I was in the rocks, not in my shop, because I wouldn't feel like cleaning this up. Cool. Thanks guys for checking out this episode of Holloway's Garage. I was kind of putting this off because I was hoping that, I don't know, I wasn't sure if this thing would run or not, and sure enough it does, which is great. It's going to need some work, obviously, that oil blown out of the exhaust, and we'll try to figure that out. But next thing I'll do is pull the cab off, and that way we can get to everything in here. I'm going to probably not rip the motor down, but replace any of the seals and gaskets that are leaking, which looks like the majority of them. I mean, it's old 12 valve, so that'll do that. And that'll be next on this project, and then that way, then after that I'll probably start cutting that Loadstar cab down. We'll have to cut the firewall for sure. Like half this motor is going to sit in, I'll have to make a doghouse, going to sit inside the cab on that Loadstar because it's a short little engine compartment. And that's it. But thanks for checking out this episode. If you like what you saw, hit that subscribe button. And if you want to hit the thumbs up, that would be appreciative too. And if you got any questions or just want to shoot some comments in there, feel free. I make it a point to answer all the comments and check them out. But thanks a lot, guys, and have a good one.